What's going on, y'all? This is your boy Cal coming to you with another video, man. This time we talk about the latest that's going to happen in the NBA. Obviously, last night, the draft. I really didn't watch that much of it. I was only really interested in the first five prospects that went. Kind of surprising. Excuse me. Well, I'm sorry. You knew Fultz was going to the Sixers. You knew Ball was going to the Lakers, even though they kind of even though they acted like, there was a possibility they would go with someone else. But, you knew in the end they was going to go Lonzo. The Celtics surprised me by taking Tatum at number 3. But, I thought Jackson would go because he was the third best prospect coming in. People thought that he might have been the best prospect coming in. I looked at a lot of Kansas basketball. I really didn't. I seen a lot of good stuff. I didn't see that much good stuff. Anyway, what was it? Fox? No, I'm sorry. Jackson goes to the Suns, and then De'Aaron Fox, the point guard out of Kentucky, goes to the Kings, I believe. The Kings. Or do I got that mixed up? Did Jackson go to the Kings and Fox go to the Suns? Oh, I'll look it up later. Like I said, those five were the guys I was looking at, and they went in the top 5 like I thought. Monk went in there. And I seen a little snippet of the Coach Calipari interview, the draft. Again having multiple guys going in the lottery. Some freshmen as well. That's what I expected. But the biggest news of the draft night didn't even have anything to do with the actual draft. The Chicago Bulls, they actually trade Jimmy Butler. Not to my LeBron Cavaliers, though. They trade him to Minnesota. Play with the Timberwolves. His old head coach, Mr. Tibbs. Tom Thibodeau, and their young nucleus that they have. A lot of this flack is what Chicago got in return, or the lack of what Chicago got in return. They get Zach LaVine, the high flyer, good player though, but obviously better known for his dunks. 2-time slam dunk champion. Coming off a torn ACL this year, so have to watch that. Obviously, he's the big name. They give up a rookie going into his second year, Chris Dunn, and then they give up their draft pick. I forgot what their draft pick was, and then Chicago also gave to Minnesota their draft pick. Chicago fans are upset, by what they got in return. I think LaVine could be a good star. Hopefully rehab is going well. If it's not over, hopefully rehab is going well. If not, has gone well, and he can be a good contributor to the Chicago Bulls team. But Chicago is kind of left without a superstar. You seen what happened a couple years ago when they traded away Derrick Rose. It sucks, but it is what it is. I'm sorry. They do have a superstar in Wade. Well, again, I guess it's really kind of because Wade had just picked up his $24.5 million option. He signed 2 years for $50 million. What is he thinking now? Because a big part of the reason why, other than his hometown, that's his hometown. Another big part of the reason why Wade came to Chicago was to play with Jimmy Butler, and try to help Jimmy Butler develop as he's rising up as a superstar in the league. But now Jimmy Butler's gone, and you're left with Rondo and Wade now, being the veteran leaders of the team. You know, what happened last year between those three. You know, Jimmy Butler and Wade calling out teammates, and then Rondo calling out Jimmy Butler and D Wade. You know, man. I mean, but it's a young nucleus in Minnesota, man, and I mean, I believe they're a team on the rise. With Kevin Durant and Golden State and those four monsters, you know, it's gonna be a long road. But I mean, the team is built for it. You got the big cat, Karl Anthony Towns, Andrew Wiggins. You got Ricky Rubio, pass first point guard. I mean, he's got a lot of options to pass to. You know, I mean, now that you add Jimmy Butler there as well, so we'll see what happens, man. It's gonna be some creative offensive sets. That has to come about with the Timberwolves, but you know, a lot of people say the Bulls was the word fleeced in this deal, but we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. You know, you never know. Butler might come on to injuries. I'm not wishing that on him, but you never know. Sometimes a trade like this, like, oh my God, how could they trade this guy and get back these guys, and then it could work out just opposite. Hell, the Bulls might flourish off of this deal, and everybody's gonna be like, oh my God, I didn't see that coming. But yeah, that was a big news of the night. The other big news of draft night was we're gonna go back to that Josh Jackson situation. Like I said, most thought he was gonna be taken third overall by the Celtics after they traded their number one pick to the 76ers. But apparently, I heard about this. Apparently, Josh Jackson skipped out on a workout with the not skip, but I guess he informed the Boston Celtics very late that he was not going to be working out with the Celtics, working out for the Celtics, and in what GM Danny Ainge President Danny Ainge put it, they were basically on a plane out to Sacramento to work out Josh Jackson. And they didn't find out till they were like halfway there. And Boston to Sacramento, that's a long ass flight. It's a long ass flight, and he looked like he almost went off on a rant, like the statement that he made, and the statement that's out in the media. They said, ESPN, they saying he might be salty about that, or that's the reason why they didn't pick him. It is what it is. But, yeah. Like I said, I really didn't watch draft night. I already knew the outcome, basically, and then plus the Cavaliers didn't have a pick. Like I said, I'm a LeBron fan. They need somebody. They need a young stud or something. A lot of people after this finals, kind of was thinking, what if they didn't give away Andrew Wiggins for Kevin Love? What would it be? I'm just saying, people were talking about Love as being a disappointment. I mean, at least we got a ring with him, and I damn sure believe that if Golden State didn't have Durant, we would have been again. And I damn sure believe that if Kelly Olynyk didn't rip Love's shoulder out of socket in 2015. They would have had 2 championships. Hell, that's what I'm saying. People don't want to realize. Hell, they want to talk about the three-peat that Golden State could have had. Hell, this could have been Golden State's first championship. If Love and Irving don't get injured in 2015. Anyway, that's a story for another video. But now to today's shocking news. Well, breaking news. I guess it's not shocking, but it is breaking news. It just happened about 30 minutes ago. It comes down to the fact that Blake Griffin has opted out of his contract. I think he had an option, and he opted out. and he will become a free agent as of July 1st, who's coming up with next week, next couple weeks. A lot of speculation about Griffin the past year. He got hurt in the playoffs in the series, first round series against the Jazz. Kind of turned that series around. Jazz was able to defeat the Clippers in 7 games. Shockingly, beat them in LA. Beat them bad too. Whew. Also, Gordon Hayward is a free agent as well. But I mean, you know, the whole Paul George and Jimmy Butler saga, and who are they gonna get traded to, and who's gonna give up what for the? I mean, those two guys have basically taken over the free agency storylines. I mean, there is no real. I mean, and still now that Jimmy Butler's dealt, all of everything focuses back on Paul George, and Paul George might not even be traded. Paul George might actually play the final season of his career. Excuse me, final year of his career, final year of his contract with Indiana, and then bounce. I'm sure Indiana will do everything in their power to make sure that doesn't happen. But I mean, without getting something in return. But I mean, the whole free agency. You know, last year was all about where's Kevin Durant going to go. He was an actual free agent. You know, you got free agents like Gordon Hayward. You know, he was a hot commodity. I remember the crowd when they lost to the Warriors, Game 6 in or was it 4? No, so Game 4 in Utah. They were chanting his name on the way out of the on his way out of the arena. I mean, I thought it was going to be about him, but obviously Paul George and Jimmy Butler have hijacked the spotlight from the actual free agents. But we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. Hayward is basically speculated to go to either Boston or Miami. Now that Blake Griffin's a free agent, Boston will probably be going after him as well. I forgot CP3. He's speculated to go to the Spurs. Now LaMarcus Aldridge wants out of San Antonio after the playoffs that he had. I'm not sure why the Spurs aren't trying to get him out faster. Anyway, see what happens, man. See what happens. A lot could change once free agency starts. You know, I really want to see where Blake Griffin goes. I said he could go to Boston, he could go to Miami, or he could go home. He could go home to Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, play with Russell Westbrook and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Want to see if that happens, because, you know, obviously people want to talk about LeBron having no help. Look at what Westbrook had to go through this year. I mean, even in a record-setting season, like where is that other superstar, man? I forgot the NBA awards coming on Monday. See who wins the MVP and everything. But yeah, that's about it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Wish y'all nothing but positive vibes only, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next video.